Let's talk about the Jingle Bell Ruby eyeshadow palette from Dede's Signature. Dede's Signature did close for a little bit, but they are back and they have some new products, some revamped products as well, and I'm so happy that they are back. They have a really beautiful shimmer formula. And thank you so much to Dede's Signature for sending this palette over to me so I could try it out. And as you could tell by the name, it is a holiday themed eyeshadow palette. We have some greens and some reds and then corresponding shimmers to match. And these shimmers look so, so beautiful. A couple of different textures as well. So I'm going to be creating 2 looks with the palette and I'll leave you some of my thoughts at the end of the video. So let's get right into it. So I'm going to do a red eye and then a green eye. Also, this highlighter, this highlighter, I just got a bunch of K-Beauty stuff, and this is Clio Prism Highlighter Duo 01 Cream Fizz. I went in with the less shimmery side first and then layered the slightly shinier side. Oh my god, my cheeks look wet. I love it. So I think I'm gonna actually use Bright Ruby. I feel like that might be a little bit fun. Just change it up a little bit onto the inner crease. Because this way, it's not fully going to be monochromatic. I do feel like Snowman Cookies and Rudolph Cookies looks pretty similar. Taking Candy Cane, and I'm just going to pop that onto the outer half of my lid. And a little bit underneath on my lower lash line as well. And underneath, I'm going to be blending a darker shade in here shortly. This brush is flimsy. Alright, so I think I got that. Maybe a little bit more here. Just want it to be pretty blown out though. Picking up Snowman Cookies, I'm just gonna put that onto the outer corner. Just really try to deepen this up. Just kind of tapping it on first, a little bit underneath my lower lash line, and then I'm going to go in with this brush and take a little bit of that shade and go back in and just blend the outer corner. Picked up Frostbite and I misted my brush with just water. Just going to pick up a little bit more. Ooh, I have a little bit of fallout, which is unfortunate. I'm going to go in with my finger and just put that on it. That way, that shade looks wet on the lid. It also melts perfectly into the pink. I think I'm gonna go in with Sleigh Ride on the inner portion. I'm gonna have to use my pinky because this one looks a little bit textured and I have a feeling that it's just going to end up all over my face. Oh yes, that is so sparkly, so shiny. Looks very smooth on the lid. Oh, that's so pretty. Here's the first finished look. On to creating green eye look, taking Noel Night. And I'm just going to put that all the way into the crease, throughout, onto the outer corner as well a little bit. Just taking a little bit more. This shade is very vibrant. Do I want to go in with Bright Ruby on the edges? I don't know. It's going to either make it or break it, and I think I'm just going to not risk it. So I'm just going to go back in instead with more Noel Night. Just all the way around. Taking Santa's Tree. Oh, I thought this was going to be a lot deeper than it is. Is it just me? Does that look the same? That looks essentially the same to me. That's very interesting. So that didn't really deepen it up, like at all. Just gonna go back in with the fluffier brush. And I'm gonna also bring this underneath my lower lash line. Just a tad. Or all the way, that's fine too. And I'm gonna take Bright Ruby. And it's gonna go underneath the rest. There's lots of beautiful colors to choose from in terms of shimmers. Oh my god, Olive Penguins. So pretty. Definitely using that one. So I'm just gonna use my pinky and I'm kind of pressing it into my lid. I'm just gonna go in the outer corner because it's not like it got really deepened up anyway. And then I think I really want to use Crispy Holidays. And Holidays is spelled wrong, which is unfortunate. Oh, I've definitely seen this shade like many times over. It does feel a little squishy in the pan, so I would have to be extremely careful if I was to wear this like during the day. That is so stunning. I mean, these kinds of shades never get old though. I feel like they're just so versatile. So that added just like a nice little bright pop in there. Here's the second finished look. I'm so excited to see that Dede Signature is back. I think they had some really beautiful color stories and a really nice shimmer formula. So I think this is the third palette that they have released since they've come back. There is a quad that they launched. There is another blue quad that they have previously launched that they relaunched. And then there is another palette that was this kind of layout. That one was autumn themed and it had some really beautiful grungy tones and beautiful shimmers. What a way to come back with some beautiful color stories. I do have a couple of videos up with their previous palettes. And in those videos, I did talk about the outside packaging of these palettes. I do hope that in the future, Dede Signature is going to improve the quality of these. It's not the actual structure or just how the palette feels. It's rather the printing. It's a very low quality printing. And as a graphic designer, that is something that's just so important to me. And I will not buy things because of the packaging. I think the theme is there, the color story is there. I just wish the outside packaging just matched the quality that's inside of the palette. But I do understand that it might be something that they're going to slowly improve on. They might not be able to do that right away. At this point, there are so many indie brands that have really beautiful, high quality designs, logos, and just overall product design as well as packaging design that I think it's very important, especially if you're trying to gain more customers, as packaging, logo, design overall is basically how you portray yourself to everyone. So that's why I think it's very important. That's why I wanted to mention it again. So onto the inside, I love the color story. I think it's very much on theme. I love that we have a row of mattes and a row of shimmers, and the shimmers are so beautiful, very shiny, super high impact. Some of them are a little bit more translucent than others, which I do very much enjoy, more topper like shades or just transformative kind of shades. So there are two shades that are kind of squishy, and that is Sugar Plum and Crispy Holidays, which is misspelled. Another one of those design things to really pay attention. So if you have hooded oily lids, these might cause a problem for you, especially if you're using them a little bit more into the crease area. Leigh has a little bit more texture to it, as you can see in the pan, but it does smooth out really nicely. Olive Penguins and Crispy Trees are a little bit on the thicker, waxier side, so they're not as slick as some of these other shades, and they are just a little bit less shiny. So there are kind of like, I would say, about 3 different formulas of shimmers in here. Now onto the mattes. While I didn't really run into any issues in terms of blendability and layering, I can tell that this is a thinner kind of formula, so it does take a little bit more building up, and I do feel like you cannot quite build up some of these shades to what they look like in the pan. I do think that there is some depth missing from this palette, specifically Santa's Tree. On the lid, it just looked almost exactly like Noel Night. I also don't feel like we needed both of these warmer toned burgundy shades. I would have loved to see like maybe like a mid-tone purple instead from one of these. And also, yes, this one did definitely deepen up, but I think because of the formula, it wasn't as much depth as it looks like in the pan. So I do think that the matte formula could be improved just a little bit, but other than that, I did have a good time playing with this palette. Definitely will be reaching for some of these shimmers in the future in this palette. So let me know in the comments below which look is your favorite, and if you plan on picking this up, and if you did already pick this palette up, what do you think? I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time.